Hey everyone! So earlier this week, I posted a story of me walking one of the dogs I work with, and then I asked you if you wanted to see my best leash walking tips. The poll came back 100% yes, so here we are. If your dog turns into a pulling maniac the second you step outside, or you feel like you're in some constant tug-of-war battle every single walk, this video is for you. I'm breaking down my 11 game-changing walking tips that will literally transform your walks from chaos to actually enjoyable. Tip number one, be consistent. Consistency is everything with dogs. They want to do the right thing, but they often have no clue what that actually is. And honestly, that's kind of on us. You need to get clear on what you want out of your walks before you can expect your dog to understand. For example, I don't need my dogs glued to my side like we're in some military formation. I'm totally fine with them being a couple steps ahead, switching sides, and doing some sniffing. But whatever your priorities are, you need to know them and stick to them. Don't let them pull to sniff one day and then get frustrated about it the next. Mixed signals create confused dogs, and confused dogs don't make good choices. Tip number two, use the right equipment. Ditch the collar for walking. Collars are for tags, not leashes. Having the right equipment makes a big difference. Get a no-pull harness. My personal favorite is the Easy Walk harness, and please stay away from retractable leashes. They teach your dog that pulling gets them more freedom, which is literally the opposite of what we want. Tip number three, start inside. Okay, hear me out on this one, because it's going to sound counterintuitive. Most of us assume that walking outside on busy streets with a leash should come naturally to our dogs, but nothing about that is natural or instinctual. They have to learn how to walk on a leash. And when you're teaching anything to a dog, especially since you two speak totally different languages, you want to practice in an environment that's actually conducive to learning. The example I always use with my clients who are eager to start working outside is this. Trying to teach your dog something outside or in a chaotic environment is like going to a nightclub to study for a test. You just won't be able to focus. And even if you try, you probably won't absorb much anyway. So put that harness and leash on inside your apartment and get those reps in until your dog understands the basic concept of walking on a leash. Then you can transition those skills outside. Tip number four, neutralize the leash. This tip is a total game changer. Your dog probably knows that when the leash comes out, they're going outside, which means they've built this association that triggers pure excitement. And as soon as they see it, their emotions take over. All they can focus on now is, oh my God, we're going out. I wonder who I'll run into. Is my favorite doorman with the treats on shift? And what gossip will I sniff out on these streets? When emotions and anticipation are running the show, you're at a huge disadvantage because it's nearly impossible to keep their focus on you. By neutralizing the leash, basically removing that association that triggers them, they'll have a better chance at keeping their cool and you'll have a better chance at keeping their focus. Otherwise, you'll lose them before you even leave the apartment. So randomly throughout the day, grab the leash and move it around, or put it on for a few minutes and then take it back off. Even better, combine it with walking around the apartment for 5 minutes, then take it off and go about your day normally. Bonus points if you put your dog walking shoes on and grab your keys or anything else your dog associates with going for a walk. I know this seems like a little bit of a mindfuck, and it is. We're essentially confusing them so they don't assume leash automatically means walk time. Trust me, it goes a long way. Tip number five, give them jobs along the way. This ensures you keep your dog's focus on you for as long as possible. I mean, think about it. As you put on your shoes, grab your stuff, put on their leash, lock the door, walk to the elevator, wait for the elevator. Your dog's excitement level keeps rising, which means their attention on you, which started maybe at 90%, slowly lowers, while their attention on everything else increases. It's always easier to bring their attention back to you if you don't let it drift too far away. Most people wait until they're outside or their dog is already reacting to something before trying to get their attention. Instead, have your dog do basic commands like sit and wait at specific points on your way out. This prevents them from losing their mind past the point of listening. Plus, it makes the walk more mentally tiring since they're engaging their brain and impulse control. Most dogs love having jobs anyway, so it's a win-win-win. Tip number six, teach them to check in. This is my absolute favorite job to give dogs on a walk because it's a great way to keep focus on you, at least somewhat. If you give them mental freedom for too long, that's when listening becomes a problem. To this day, Annie still looks back at me unprompted every few minutes to make sure we're on the same page. This was a muscle we worked on when she was a puppy, and that job became a lifelong habit she does without even thinking about it. What I love about this is that it teaches them to read your body language and use that as their guide. Even though she's technically leading the walk by being a couple steps ahead, which she loves, I'm still in control without much effort on my part, which I also love. For example, when we're taking a different route and approaching a corner, she'll look back at me to see if we're going straight or turning. When I run into someone on the street, she'll read my body language for signs of should I stop and chill, or is this more of a quick hi as we pass by kind of thing. If she sees something she wants to engage with, she looks at me to see if I'm good with that. She even does this on off-leash hikes, which is amazing because there's a real trust and unspoken communication between us. And that kind of synergy is honestly pretty magical and makes walks so enjoyable. Tip number 7, engage with them the whole walk. If you ever see me on a walk with my dogs or on a training walk with any dog I work with, I'm constantly talking to them, reinforcing behaviors I like, praising them, and giving them directions. Letting them know what you like and what you don't like by calmly using your voice clues them in to what's expected and reminds them they're not on this walk solo. Food isn't your only reward system. Praise is a great reward to let them know they're doing a good job, especially when you want to wean them off needing treats. I haven't met a dog yet who doesn't love being told they're a good boy or a good girl. Keep their motivation to be good by acknowledging when they're doing what you like. Tip number 8, bring the good treats. Yes, long term, we don't want to need treats forever, keyword being need. That doesn't mean that you can't give them a treat here and there for a job well done. And it doesn't mean that just because your dog doesn't need treats, you shouldn't bring some just in case. The outdoors is full of unpredictable situations, and having a good treat or two can help you in challenging moments. Bribery goes a long way, but it goes even further with the right kind of bribe. Bring the good stuff, the high value treats they love but rarely get. Working outside is harder than easier indoor stuff, so it deserves higher pay. Some dogs won't even care about low value treats in high stress or overstimulating situations. Set yourself up for success by being prepared for the unexpected. Tip number 9, lead the walk. At the end of the day, it's your job to navigate everything during your walk, and your dog will follow suit. Be present and aware instead of just reactive. If your dog is pulling towards something and you let them pull, your dog learns that pulling gets them where they want to go. Not good. If your dog is pulling and you're just fighting the whole time without giving direction, your dog learns that tension on the leash is normal. Also not good. It's up to you to set the tone and the rules for the walk and communicate them clearly. If your dog is pulling, freeze. Show them it won't work. And as soon as the pulling stops and the tension relaxes, you can resume and let them know that that's what you're looking for. This is also where I add commands or keywords to avoid mixed signals. Sometimes I have time for safari walks where they can spend extra time exploring, but other times I'm on a tight schedule and need it to be a quick get your business done and your steps in kind of walk. For example, I use okay, let's go when I want them to move on from sniffing a certain spot, or corra 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 was my go-to with Laika, so she knew to pick up the pace. This way, I'm communicating what kind of walk it is without confusing them. It's also super useful for dirty spots or streets you just want to spade through. Tip number 10, don't get frustrated, evaluate. Remember, your dog feeds off your energy. If you get frustrated, overwhelmed, or nervous, instead of keeping your cool, your dog will sense this and it can make a bad situation worse. Instead, take note of what causes your dog to pull or react. Is there a pattern? This kind of information gives you valuable insight to address the root of the issue instead of just managing the symptoms. Tip number 11. Puppy yoga. Speaking of the root of the issue, once you know what triggers reactions from your dog, whether it's certain people, other dogs, squirrels, or specific things and places, you can puppy yoga it so your dog has the skills to handle it gracefully even in chaotic situations. If you're new here and have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry. I'm putting together a workshop for later this month, breaking it all down so you can take your dog from reactive to chill. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and stay in the know. So, there you have it, my 11 best walking tips that will transform your walks from stressful to actually enjoyable. Which tip are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments. And if this was helpful, definitely subscribe for more real talk about dogs, and I'll see you in the next video.